Hello you awesome people and welcome to another riding lesson tips video. Probably my last one unless you have any more ideas of what I could give you. First of all, I want to thank you all for the response I got from my latest one where I talked about show jumping lesson. In this one, we're going to talk about my favorite thing, trail rides. Trail rides are probably my favorite thing to hold. It is peaceful, fun and gives a chance for the students to just relax and talk. You can either hold a trail ride where it is all about taking it easy, or a trail ride that is going to be a physical training for your horses. I will go through both in this video. When it comes to order, it is up to you if you want your students to be in a line behind you, or if they are free to ride how they like. However, I do have a few rules. They must always stay behind you since they don't know the way. Keep to the gate you have set, but it is okay for them to catch up if they get too far behind. Example, if you are walking and they are getting too far away, they can trot to catch up. They are free to talk during the walking parts. It is hard to write and ride at the same time, so to keep them together, it is better if they only talk when it is slow. Even though it is free to talk, your students should be keeping an eye out for you to tell them if anything is going to happen, like changing gates. No jumping over anything unless you say otherwise. When it comes to warm-up, it is a lot easier with trail rides. It is all about just starting up with just walking for a while and then trot for a bit. How you set up your trail ride depends on the road where you choose to ride. Comfortable clothing or clothes off the weather. Horses should have leg wraps to protect their legs in case they trip over. Students need to wear helmets and preferably have a long-sleeved shirts or sweaters to protect their arms from scratches from trees and bushes. If it is a long ride, you and your students should have a saddlebag for supplies and equipment. That means no pets. Planning is quite crucial when it comes to trail rides. Always ride the road you are going to do before the day of your lesson and time it. A ride that is around 35 to 40 minutes is good. You need a few minutes to start the lesson with informing your students about the rules and making sure there are no questions. And then you need some minutes at the end to thank them for their attendance. I always start by a stable and end it either by the same stable or another stable. So like if I start at Fort Pinta, I can end it all by Jarlaheim or wherever you choose. Or I could start at Moorland and actually end it by Moorland. All depends on how you would like to ride it. Never end it in the middle of nowhere because of time suddenly comes to an end. That is why it is so important to time it so that you make sure that you start by a stable and end by a stable and not in the middle of the road or somewhere. Try to vary the road and off-road paths, like following the road here and up here and then go off here and ride over the urban fields, or if you get to the forgotten fields or anything like that. So there are some variations to it. Think about how many times you want to gallop. This depends on what kind of ride you want to do, and they do make the trail ride go fast. So I usually have about 1 to 2 times where I gallop, and it is often over a field or something, or a very plain straight road like along here by Furgrow. Chill trail rides are so lovely to add to your riding lesson program. It can be heavy with all the dressage, train and show jumping that it is nice to just go out and not think too much. You can also make them themed to be for students' older horses or horses that are returning from an injury. You choose what gait is suitable depending on the road. For example, you should walk up and down a steep hill, gallop along a flat ground, preferably on soft ground like grass. If you come up to something blocking the road, like a log, you should go around it. It is okay to have long walking parts. Shield rides are good to have to just hang with the other members of the club, so it is okay to just have one part where you gallop. Physical training rides. These are for when you want to get out into the nature to train the horses. It is a lot of fitness and strength being trained. You can trot for a long period, gallop up a short hill to train the muscles, or climb up longer hills. Make sure that it is safe pathway. Try to avoid rearing from the horses. You can also stop at some places where the students can do some exercises like going around trees or doing some climbing up and down some hills. These rides are not so much for talking since it is a lot going to happen, but have some breaks for the horses and the riders. Make sure to have some time at the end where your students can trot off their horses and then walk back to the stables. So that is all the tips I can give you for holding a trail ride with your club. You can always make them themed, like I said earlier. Some more examples can be western, long distance riding, young/old horses, specific breeds, or a specific type of horse. I hope you get out there with your club and have a lovely time on your week's roads and nature. Don't forget to leave a like if you like these kinds of videos, and I will see if there is anything else for me to give tips on about when it comes to riding lessons. Other than that, stay awesome as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!